favorite YouTube fam. It's Jen. It is late for me. I had a lot of work to catch up on tonight, so it is 1:15 a.m., technically Tuesday, July 30th, 2019. However, I like to keep my word and keep commitments that I make, and therefore I would like to continue in our mysterious decoding travels of the book of Revelations, and we are going to do chapter 4, and it's just a really short one. But before I get to that, I just wanted to share the research that I found out regarding the cards that I pulled in my previous video and the meanings behind them and what it means personally and significantly for me in my life. So, as I stated earlier, from top to bottom, 1 through 4 in order, I pulled the Ace of Wands, the Empress, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Wands signifies a new birth or a commencement or new beginnings. Number 2, the Empress, signifies maternal influence, motherly energies, creation of life, romance, art, or new business. Number 3, the King of Wands, represents creativity, boldness, honesty and trustworthiness, master mediator, maintaining balance, and using power wisely for good. And number 4, the Ace of Cups, would mean beginnings in areas of emotional or social life, abundance, success, an incoming offer, assistance, and newfound happiness. So for me, I wrote accurate, prophetic, symbolic, meaningful, and miraculous. Today, I was woken up to my phone ringing by a recorded voice telemarketing trying to sell me some trip to the Bahamas or Bermuda. Opened the door to literally 4 piles of cat crap outside my door, eaten alive by fleas. Went to the doctors today, got a lot of hope with a prescription that I think is really going to alleviate some of my pain, neurological pain that I suffer from, and anxiety. And of course the insurance wouldn't cover it, so now I have to go through this whole ordeal of a prior authorization. And being separated from my children, stressed out, my hair is falling out, and anything else? So I was like, I am determined to stay positive, hopeful, and faithful, and repeating to myself constantly and in prayer and crying today and at my wit's end with anything and everything, saying the miracle maker makes miracles, and I've been praying for a miracle. So for me, this again, as I asked God and my angels and personal spirit guides to please give me a message or point me in the right direction as to what my next best step is and what I should do moving forward in self-sufficiency, healing, reunion, communication, fixing things that are broken, performing my duties and my mission here on earth, and my purpose to the best of my ability, in honor and in service to God for what is in the best interest of all for this planet and humanity alike. And this is what I do. So let's enough about Jen's existence in Hades for the moment, and so much aircraft today. Haha to my girl, my sister out there. I was hysterical on your video when you were like doing the same like Jen thing with the eye rolling, like, oh, incoming aircraft, yes. What sound could be better on this planet? Music to my ears. So it was hilarious. Love you very much. And anyways, so sorry about the middle finger to these, whatever they are, operations and agendas that are going on. My left ear, by the way, people, has been ringing nonstop all day today. Don't know if anyone else's has. That's just me. So again, my tarot cards as well as my biblical message earlier in 1 Corinthians were both answers to prayer. They were both messages that I was gifted by God through the Spirit by being in communion and communication with my guides. This is how I get and receive information, and then I try to do my best to express and transliterate and translate, decode the mysteries and the puzzle for you all in a pursuit of seeking truth, honesty, justice, faith, morals, ethics, victory, freedom, harmony, balance, all the good stuff, okay? So let's continue. Number 4, entitled The Throne in Heaven. After this I looked, and behold, a door standing open in heaven, and the first voice, which I had heard speaking to me like a trumpet, said, "Come up here, and I will show you what must take place after this." At once I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne stood in heaven, with one seated on the throne. And he who sat there had the appearance of jasper and carnelian, and around the throne was a rainbow that had the appearance of an emerald. Around the throne were 24 thrones, and seated on the thrones were 24 elders, clothed in white garments with golden crowns on their heads. From the throne came flashes of lightning and rumblings and peals of thunder, and before the throne were burning 7 torches of fire, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was, as it were, a sea of glass like crystal. And around the throne, on each side of the throne, are 4 living creatures, full of eyes in front and behind. The first living creature like a lion, the second living creature like an ox, the third living creature with the face of a man, and the fourth living creature like an eagle in flight. And the 4 living creatures, each of them with 6 wings, are full of eyes all around and within, and day and night they never cease to say, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come." And whenever the living creatures give glory and honor and thanks to him who is seated on the throne, who lives forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him who is seated on the throne and worship him who lives forever and ever. They cast their crowns before the throne, saying, "Worthy are you, our Lord and God, to receive glory and honor and power, for you created all things, and by your will they existed and were created." That is chapter 4, and I would like to speak very quickly on rainbows. I don't know about anyone else out there, but a lot of rainbow energy for me. That's what I love. My favorite color, I always say, is the rainbow. Every color, all of them. I love them all. I can't pick one. And I love that red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink, purple, or indigo violet, however you want to call it. The rainbow, the bow, and the promise of the covenant in the sky. The showing in visible form and visible expression in beautiful color, God's love and His promise. And I've been seeing rainbows and prisms everywhere. Even when I'm getting footage of the sun, there's a halo effect. Or through the window, I'll be going down the stairs and there's a little rainbow prism on the step. Or out of the peripheral of my vision, rainbows, rainbows everywhere. I can feel incoming rainbow energies very vividly and palpably. I don't know about anyone else, but I sure do. And rainbows to me are happiness and joy and freedom and victory. That's what it stands for. Love and truth and justice and compassion and things like that. Unity, harmony, balance. That's what it represents to me. So I just wanted to share that it mentioned the rainbow, and then the 7s, the 12s, the 24s are very significant numbers, and they're mentioned here. And the 7 spirits of God. God, in order to be all, must live that experience in different expressions, and we are each individual single expressions or single fractals of the one complete holy source that we come from. And we are living, breathing examples of our Creator. And I choose to honor, glorify, and respect mine by living the divine will of being in service of others for the greatest good of all, even if that means sacrificing myself in the pursuit of all these things that I speak on and preach on, talk on. And the creatures, the living beings, the angels, the seraph, S-E-R-A-P-H, the seraphim, or I guess you would call them archangel realm, are the angels whose existence is in constant worship and glorification and honor of the Almighty, the Most High. And praise and glorification is given continuously, especially at the break of day and in the evening. Things are done in perfect balance and timing and harmony in different realms. And, I got some good news. I have to give a shout out to a couple of channels. My boy Jacob Israel, he does a lot of good spiritual talk and prophecy and things, current world events. And he's pretty well connected with a pretty big following. So he has a lot of sources for information, and I appreciate that. And he did say that some new laws were enacted today in some certain states where they are reinstating the phrase, "In God we trust," that it will be enforced and put back into schools. And I think that's wonderful for our children, because our children have suffered enough, in my opinion, and are still suffering. And we as the adults in the world can change that right here now today by making better choices, good choices, right choices, healthy choices, moral, ethical choices for our children, to protect them and spare them the suffering that we have existed through. They don't have to go through it, and they're not going to anyways, because the times, they are a-changing, folks, and the reign of Christ is coming very soon. And remember, though, that in order for things to be renewed and rebirthed, things have to be broken down first. That means full disclosure, full exposure, full breaking down to build back up in its greatest, best, most beneficial, right, good, helpful ways, okay? Of happiness, holiness, integrity, faith, character, honor, freedom, justice, things like that, okay? So things and times are going to get a little scary in the coming future here very soon, and there could be cataclysms, it could be man-made corruption, viral outbreaks, there's weather things that are happening on the precipice doorstep of WAR, between nations, tensions are really high, sabotage, bioengineering of water, food, environment, and every natural resource, okay? And we need some faith back in our communities and some godliness restored within our singular beings to build up our communities and our people, starting with one at a time, one good choice, one act of random kindness, and that multiplies and it has an effect, a ripple effect on other beings, and it ends up being like a domino effect where you're happy, you're positive, things are good in your life, the next person sees that and says, hey, how can I get that? And then you teach them. They do it, they teach the next one, and so on and so forth. Instead of all of us continuously repeating these broken, destructive cycles that we have lived through, our parents lived through, our ancestors went through over and over. How many times does it have to be rewritten for people to wake up and get it? It's time to wake up. Everybody, rise and shine, okay? Shine that light. Be the expression of what you seek in others in the world. That's what I always say. Be true to yourself. Do the right thing, even if you stand alone, and speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, and you can never fail. Be authentic, be real, you know? Superficial, fake, fly-by-night, hop on the bandwagon, sellouts are not the winners, okay? The winners are the OGs, the ones that keep it real, faults and all. You know, I always say I'm no Bible-thumping, eloquent speaking preacher, you know, standing in front of the congregation. Oh, you are healed by the power, and pumping my Bible. No, I curse, I smoke, I make mistakes, I fall down, I get back up, I pray, I seek the right paths, I seek Jesus, I seek God, and I have faith. And that is one thing that can never be taken from me. The fact that I speak the truth and no one can ever call me a liar, whether they like it or not, agree or not, argue or not, have an opinion or not, a judgment or not. Truth is truth, and you're going to get that from me. And secondly, that real is real, authentic is authentic and original. It's not fake. And that's just me, you know, putting others first. And I firmly believe in that. And I pray for everyone every day. Rough times are coming. And I know people don't like to talk about it, but unfortunately, if we don't, you won't be prepared or aware. And then that's when the parasitic dark energy entities, whatever you want to call it, latch on, because they got you at a real vulnerable, questioning, low point. And you get sucked in real quick, and they'll suck the life right out of you. Honestly, literally. So your best defense is putting on that full armor. And that's my second point. My faith is the one thing that I've had my entire life, and that has never been and will never be shaken or changed or corrupted. I am a believer. I've always been, because that's my family. That's where I come from. And my death experience last July only affirmed that and confirmed it for me, because I saw and got confirmation of everything I thought were only dreams, or that I was hallucinating up in my mind. It was very much real memories. And it is my job and my mission to share the truth and educate others who may not be aware or have had access to it. And lucky for y'all, I'm not a judgmental, hypocritical, holier than thou, self-righteous, you must walk the line and bow down and do everything and be perfect to be accepted. No, everyone. All, not having a bias, not having a prejudice, not having a preconceived notion. No, equality, fairness, all, everyone. No one's left out, okay? I don't judge people. I don't label people. I don't bully people. I'm not a hater. I'm not cruel. I'm not a liar. I'm not abusive. I'm not mean. I'm not fake. I'm not superficial. I'm very loyal. I'm very committed. I'm very kind. I'm very caring. I'm very motherly and nurturing. And yeah, a nag. I give that advice because I'm a mom. It's my job. I'm going to tell it to you straight, whether you like it or not. And I have a couple of teenagers, so believe me, I get a lot of back talk and, I know everything and I'm right and who are you? Well, I'm about to find out. So, I wanted to share that with you guys. That was our reading through Revelation of this evening, as well as I had to start a brand new journal, because this one got completely filled up, and tomorrow I am going to do the video, especially for one of my sisters out there who asked to see some of my writings and sketches and memories from some of the dreams and visions I've been shown that I doodle, because sometimes I can't make heads or tails of it. I just quickly jot things or draw them, and I'm not a freaking Michelangelo. I'm not an artist, so they're doodles, kindergarten doodles. It's the best I can do from memory, and I want to share them and show some things that I have seen for what is coming up, what is soon to occur. And we are in very, very meaningful, symbolic times. They have been written about throughout all of history in archaeological scripture and text. And I have had the honor and pleasure and stressful anxiety of spending a lifetime trying to solve riddles and solve problems and decode things and decipher symbolism and translate languages and study archaeology and all kinds of stuff any good philosopher and physicist and mother, protector, guardian, seeker of truth and love would do. Okay? And this is me. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is my passion. I have a lust for learning, and I was gifted the brain to be able to study everything and anything I can get my hands on and be a problem solver. I was always asked what I wanted to be when I grew up. I didn't want to be one thing. I wanted to do everything. So I have. And good or bad, ugly or beautiful. Yeah, I have a lot of experience in the game, I guess you could say. And my main mission is to solve problems, big and small, and help humanity and help this beautiful planet and all her beings, natural beings. And I'm gonna do it come hell or high water, and both are quite imminent. So I love you very much. I'm right here with you. I pray for you guys every day. I hope you pray for me. And I'm going to continue doing what I do on this POS that I can't stand, because if nobody else told you today, I love you and I care about you, even if no one else does. All right? We're all in this together. We're all members of the same team. Okay? XOXO. Peace, everybody.